In this town, there is always so much to talk about with your favorite teams and players. 7 gives you the chance to now express your opinion and interact with some of the best minds in Detroit sports. This is the 7 Sports Cave. Detroit is such a unique sports town, perhaps the most unique across the entire country. 4 major sports teams, collegiate athletes up and down the area. There's always something to talk about. I am Brad Galli. This is the 7 Sports Cave, a new outlet here on Channel 7 for you to interact with us on your favorite topics. And when I say us, Matt Dery from Detroit Sports 105.1 is here on the couch with us this week.
BG.
Yes, sir.
Great to have you. Great to be here, brother.
Awesome to have you.
It's amazing, man. Look at this place.
We will get to the decorations in a minute. Mike Stone from 97.1 The Ticket is a familiar face here on Channel 7. Good to have you here in the morning with us.
Great to be back. It's a little different than being here at night, but it's always great to be here at the Circle 7. Always great to see the D's here.
Where's the sweater? That's all people were wanting.
The sweater has been put away in the Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Is that right? The sweater
next time you want me to wear the sweater?
I really thought today, with you being a fixture here at Circle 7 for years, that you bust out a sweater.
I decided to go with fancy socks instead.
I like that.
Yeah.
You need to step up your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, please. With, I'm taking fashion tips from him.
Well, at least we didn't wear that shirt.
Oh, yeah, but come on, this guy.
Somebody already asked me on Twitter if I was going to a hoedown after.
Hold on, if anybody's ever seen Brad Galli out and about, this guy knows how to dress. He's pretty good.
We'll pay you an extra fee this week for coming on. Thank you for that.
Of course.
If you want to talk to us on the show, use the hashtag 7 Sports Cave or tweet at us. I'm at Brad Galli. That's at Dery1051 and at Stoney16. Your tweets are going to drive the conversation on this show, so continue to talk to us. We've got our phones here ready to go. We have a big tablet ready to go, so you're going to drive what we talk about. Let's take a spin around the room, shall we? We've got a lot of space here, so you can continue to fill it. Somebody just asked if Spartan Bob decorated the room. No, he didn't. There's Michigan stuff here all over the place. There's teams well represented. If your community has a cool little trinket, add it, send it, bring it on. We've got plenty of open space. We'll be talking to you throughout the show. Use that hashtag, 7 Sports Cave.
Wait, Rob, show the Verlander thing.
Get over there.
Show the Verlander thing. I'll do my Kate Upton impression. We're back together. Oh, yeah. How about that? That's sweet. We got to get a Kate Upton one, a fat head.
I think a little bit bigger, too.
What do you think?
We should make her a key point on the show here.
Well, it sounds like she's going to be a key point in the season again.
Hello. We'll get to that topic, because that is a big topic.
Nothing wrong with that.
The biggest topic of all, the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I know you're on Radio Row this week in New York for a good amount of the time. You guys are talking about it all week. So much talk about the weather, about the teams, about Peyton, about Richard Sherman. End of the day, though, what's the biggest storyline when this game is over that we're going to talk about?
I think the biggest storyline is going to be if Marshawn Lynch can run. If they can run, if Seattle can run, they will win. If they can't run, the game's over. I don't care about Manning, about Sherman. If Seattle...
You don't care about Manning?
Well, I'm saying, as far as the key to the game, because with all due respect to Russell Wilson, their passing attack is not that good. If Seattle can run the football effectively, they win the game. If not, it could be a blowout.
I think it's Peyton Manning, period. What is this talk, Brad, about Peyton Manning's got to secure his legacy with this win?
Disgusting. Terrible.
This is absolutely stupid. When Charles Barkley, who has never won made won a championship. Everybody says, well, Charles Barkley never won anything. Dan Marino never won anything. Peyton Manning has won. I think he's the best quarterback that I've ever seen. I do.
Either him or Elway.
Does it help? Or, I mean, look.
Brady's in the conversation.
We can sit it right.
No, get Favre out of here, please. Seriously.
I love Joe Montana. I think winning 4 is impossible. And he was the cool guy, and he could run, he could be in the pocket, all that. I think Joe Montana is the best, in my opinion. But I think Peyton Manning is the best that I've ever seen in terms of, I was very young when Montana was playing. But I think this whole thing about, hold on, cementing his legacy is stupid. He's
in the cloud of judgment in the Denver Post.
He has to win a second. Wait a minute. He won his first, and he got back again.
Right.
Yeah. Now he could be the first quarterback to ever win it with two.
The problem with him is in late games and a lot of playoff games, he fails in the clutch, and that's.
How did Tom Brady do last week or 2 weeks ago? He sucked in the first half. He was horrible.
I said in the clutch of big games historically, Manning has screwed up a lot. That's why people. I agree with you. Right. He's in the. Who cares about? He's in the Hall of Fame. What difference does it make?
Perception is perception. Everyone says, well, perception is reality. No, perception is perception. Reality is reality. That's it. So reality is this guy's amazing.
No, what jumped
and
up
had neck surgery and came back.
When what smacked me in the face last night, they said he won his 5th MVP. No one else has done it more than 3 times. He's in another class.
He's great.
Regular season is great, but he's also done it in the playoffs where he's gotten there. I think today, it ends the conversation if he does get the win. And even if he doesn't, he's been to 3 Super Bowls.
Right, but it shouldn't have to. No. It drives me nuts. I was driving in today listening to 105.1 to Ryan Arico, plug, and they were talking about.
You were listening to Leach and Listen.
And he's got to cement his legacy. And it's like forget it. He's the best I've ever seen. That's my opinion. And I think that he's that good. And all those guys that he made better. Blair White, from Michigan State, when he was on the Colts, all of a sudden was a star. Jacob Tammy, guys like that.
Well, the best do it. Brady does it in New England, too. They throw him a couple lunch ladies and janitors.
The best receiver Brady had Randy Moss for a little bit, but other than that, with Deion Branch.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Troy Brown, maybe.
I'm not going to disagree with that. All I know is that Brady lately in the playoffs, nobody brings up his record because you can't say anything bad about Tom. He's so cute and sexy, and he's to New England, and he's got Giselle. Nobody knows what Peyton Manning's wife looks like, right? Don't even know her name. So I think some of that plays into it.
Let's talk about a guy people do have no problem kind of bashing, especially lately in this town. Matthew Stafford. So it is Super Bowl Sunday in a perfect world.
Check out Matt Stafford and Brad Galli, huh?
Yeah, that's from our Inside the Huddle segment here on Channel 7. You can catch that on Thursdays in the fall. If we're plugging, let's keep the plugs going. In a perfect world, the Lions get to the Super Bowl next year. What does it take for them to get there so that we're talking about them in that situation?
Well, about 5 players. First of all, you mentioned Stafford. He's got to play the whole season the way he played in the beginning of the season this year. And they got to get guys who can stop the pass. Their secondary is horrible. I mean, that's the bottom line.
It's been bad since they lost to New Orleans in the playoffs, and they haven't fixed it.
No.
They've put Band-Aids over the top. Chris Houston is their best corner, and I think
he was horrible last year.
He was terrible last year.
Oh, easy killer.
He was bad.
It's Sunday morning.
Matt, what do they need?
What do they need? How much time do we have? Hey, you know what they need? New ownership. I mean, how many times?
Or a miracle, as we talked about earlier.
Or a miracle.
Right.
I think they need your boy, Matt Stafford, to show up. Period. End of story. He's got to be. I mean, he was the first overall pick years ago. He's got to take the next step. They're in the playoffs. If he probably doesn't throw that pick 6 against the Giants, guys.
Well, they're in the playoffs if he is average the last 6 games of the season.
Correct.
Instead of horrendous.
And Mike, I agree with you. I think that the secondary needs some help.
He called me Mike.
Well, that's your name, isn't it?
I know.
I think that I think they've got to get another corner or 2 or 3. And it's what's unfortunate is, and I've said this on my show, I do like what Martin Mayhew has done the last few years, and I think getting Brian Sanders in there has helped, especially last year's draft.
The draft was great last year.
The corners of Greenwood and Jonte Green and
Bill
Bentley and Bentley.
Slay questionable.
And Slay's okay, but you got 4 or 5 of those guys that you've taken over the last few years.
Give me that Nerf football.
If a couple of them have just panned out, then you've got depth there. You look at what Denver has. Chris Harris out. For the rest of the playoffs, they can move Jammer in, and I'm not a huge Quentin Jammer fan, but that's your 3rd corner.
Right.
He'd be the Lions' best corner, probably.
All right, let's switch gears to another topic, but same sport. The situation at Michigan gets funkier and funkier, and then it gets hit with this big, serious hit this week with Gibbons. Brendan Gibbons expelled for sexual misconduct. The university comes out and says football has no play in that. This is a complete university thing. We've all known about it for years, but now it's rearing its head. And oh, by the way, signing day's Wednesday when Hoke comes out and totes his program.
Well, they should address it either tomorrow or Tuesday so they don't have the dog and pony show where everybody's going to try to ask questions about it. Look, the bottom line is there were no formal charges, and that's why this whole thing remained under the radar. That I don't blame them for. However, they knew about it. Rich Rod knew about it. Brady, they all knew about it.
Right.
When does it come to a point in time?
Don't say Rich Rod. People are going to.
He was there.
I know.
Where you do something about it, you do your own investigation. If you find out it's pretty close to being true, then you have some sort of disciplinary action yourself. What I didn't like about it was it appears, through the Michigan Daily Research, a great job by them, is the fact of the matter is that he was about to be suspended or expelled. He shouldn't have kicked in the Iowa game. The Ohio State game, he was legitimately injured, but still, he should have been off the team. And when they get to the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl, Brady says it's a family matter.
That was a big game.
Family matter.
Remember all those great moments?
Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. Oh man, I mean, look at all the texts I got about that game.
They handled it.
They
handled it poorly.
Is Brady Hoke in control of that program?
Of course.
He's the guy on the top.
Is he in control of the program?
In control of the program.
I think he has help from the top.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about it.
There's a reason the name is Brand, and he cares about the brand.
The brand is unfortunately taken over, and the fact of the matter is they've lost 11 games the last 2 years.
Right.
We could sit here and talk about all the things that they've done, the stadium, you know, the Davidson Basketball Center. The place looks great. The game presentation is fantastic.
Well, Man U and Real Madrid are coming there to play.
Right, right. You're a Barclays guy. I just wish Tottenham was coming, and then I'd go.
Liverpool's for me.
You love the Spurs, but where are we going with this?
Not soccer. We're not getting into that.
But no, here's the thing. What really bothers me is that on Wednesday, and I think Stoney's right, on Wednesday, it's about those kids. It's about Mo Ways. It's about Jabril Peppers, Marshall. If they get McDowell, these type of recruits. Wednesday is their day. It's a huge day for some local high school kids. And if they don't address it before Wednesday, Hoke's going to get up there on that podium for his 3:30 in the afternoon presser, and you know Angelique and Snoops, and they're all going to be down there. And they're going to. And the first question has to be, okay, what's going on with the Gibbons situation? How come this letter was allegedly sent on the 19th, and you said on the 22nd that he was in Florida for a family matter?
Best case scenario, they knock it out, like you said, the first couple days.
But they usually handle things very well. Their PR there is usually very good, and they have botched a lot of things lately. The presser with Nussmeier. Why is Brandon talking about Hoke if Hoke's the one that hired him?
We could talk for days about it, and we will. And we want to hear from you right now. The hashtag 7SportsCave, get to us. We're going to check it in the break, because coming up next, you're driving the conversation. And later in the show, Lions guard Rob Sims joins us live at 11:30, talking to us all things about his team, where they need to go,
some good
and
artwork.
Much more. 7 Sports Cave rolls on. First episode. Here we go. Welcome back inside the 7 Sports Cave. We promised you that your tweets, your conversation would drive what we talk about here. Brad Galli alongside Matt Dery, Mike Stone. Let's get right to it on Twitter here. Something we didn't hit on that developed late last night. We were talking and texting about what we would talk about today. This was a big one. Miguel Bonham, talk about the Pistons, please.
Whoa.
Why?
Tom, I know, right?
Come on,
and we never would have, other than Tom Gores, the owner, coming out last night and talking all about the organization.
What's that, his third game he's been to this year?
He was throwing T-shirts in the stands.
Seriously?
So
was that game 3 for him?
Should I unbutton my shirt, show a full chest
A couple
hair?
more. We need chest hair popping. We need to get the dancing.
Man.
No, the big thing that he talked about was that the organization, he said, he felt was not doing enough to develop younger players, which speaks to me saying he wants change at the top, or at least alluding to that.
Is he talking about change the coach or change the general manager?
I think everyone in town would like both.
At the end of the exactly, blow it all up. The problem is, the problem is,
I'm working on my jump shot. I think
Let's get some popcorn here. I'm going to get some popcorn going in here.
The problem is another coach. They're going to get rid of another coach again?
You can't.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Enjoy. You want some treats?
Sure.
Tony says he has this at his house.
Skinny Pop. My wife will only let me eat Skinny Pop.
My wife just texted me and said I'm too jumpy.
You're a little caffeinated.
I don't even drink coffee. No, the Pistons, you want to know something? I think that I think that Gores talking is a good thing. It's positive. But again, there's no substance to it. What did all that mean? I'm really worried about us, but I'm really excited about us. I like our young players, but I'm not sure.
It means they haven't met expectations at all, and nothing's changed.
I don't think anybody knows what direction they're going right now, and I don't think they know
either. And it's a shame, and I'm not sitting there saying they should tank games, but what's probably going to happen is if this edict that they had to make the playoffs, which forced the Jennings, which forced the Josh Smith, is if they don't make the playoffs, which even if they do, who cares? They're going to lose in 4 straight anyway. They don't make the playoffs, and they finish good enough where they lose the draft pick and the best draft we've had in a long time. Agreed. So that was a brilliant move to get rid of Ben Gordon's contract for Corey McGeady and lose a draft.
Hold on. No, we got to jump in because we'll get to the Pistons in a little bit.
Gores, real fast, said the young players have to develop. Josh Smith was signed to lead the team. He's the one that inbounded the ball against New Orleans when they had a timeout left. He's got to be better.
He's the flakiest of them all in that lineup.
So forget young players. He's been in the league for 9 years.
Why would they sign him, though? Everybody knew
it's time to win and get that culture of losing out.
He's not a winner.
All right, Ray Smith is hitting us up on Twitter. How do you guys feel? This is something that Matt was in the center of and kind of brought about. How do you guys feel about the recent Sue rumors by Heath Evans? So the story is, and Dominic and Sue, Matt, why don't you explain what Heath Evans, the Fox analyst, told you?
We were out in Vegas. We were out in New York.
Wishful thinking.
Exactly. We were out in New York at Radio Row. I had Heath Evans, the analyst from NFL Network and Fox, on the air with me yesterday, or Friday. I don't even know what day it is. And he basically said about 3 minutes in, and Dominic and Sue was, very distracting in the locker room, his antics. And he said the 3 players told him that he went, you know, he was very confrontational with Schwartz.
Uncontrollable was the big word.
Uncontrollable, thank you. And I said, really, uncontrollable? And I even said 3 players. I said, because the players that I've talked to, and I did a Monday night radio show with Stephen Tulloch and some other guys we had on. Chris Durham always spoke very highly of him, Nate Burleson.
And everybody said that this year he was a different Sue.
Right. That's what Chris McCoskey went out and wrote in the Detroit News last night.
Well, he's right. I'm not going to say Heath Evans was a liar. I think Heath Evans has his time machine off.
None of us are in the locker.
No, we're not. And we see them when the cameras are on, when we're all around.
Right, and the Lions have always defended this guy. And to be honest with you, if in fact he was late to a meeting, Jim Schwartz was the last coach that would have reprimanded him. And unfortunately, I hope Caldwell does if this happens. But it was a very controversial story that might be a lot about nothing, but we'll see. But I wasn't there.
It won't stop, and that's the thing. It won't stop. We won't stop talking about it, and we just won't stop listening.
Until he gets back from Germany. Isn't that where he is, Germany or something?
He's all over the world.
So.
Yeah. Where in the world is Ndamukong Suh? Well, we will continue to listen to you. We just got to a couple there, but we want to hear much more. Questions about the Tigers that you have, these guys will answer. The biggest questions facing this team, tweet at us. Use the hashtag 7SportsCave. We're going to get to that later in the show. But next up, really cool story. We're going to introduce you to a new member of our team here, at least in the 7 Sports Cave, but a valuable member of our Channel 7 team. Jeremy Johnson goes out on the street with the people, testing their Super Bowl knowledge. Stick around. This is the 7 Sports Cave. Everybody comes together for the Super Bowl, whether you are hosting a party or going to one. There's always that one know-it-all friend in the crowd. Our very own Jeremy Johnson went to downtown Royal Oak to find a good crowd, and he found a few know-it-alls. Testing the knowledge of football fans, this is a segment we call Jeremy with the People.
All right, thanks. Hey, we're here at the Red Fox English Pub of Royal Oak, testing sports fans' Super Bowl knowledge and football trivia. Let's go. We're here with
Adam James.
Adam, do you plan on watching the Super Bowl this year?
Yes, I do, and I'll probably be here working.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry about that. I'll probably be at home. I'll have some chips in your honor.
There you go.
How about that? Do you know what number Super Bowl this is?
100th.
Do you know what number Super Bowl this is?
Oh, gosh. 50. This is 43.
Is it 48 or 47?
It's 48.
48,
48. Can you tell me the Roman numeral for 48?
Yes, it is.
XXX. C with 2 in front of it?
No, it's not C with 2 in front of it. Try again.
M with 2 in front of it.
It's a 1 with a V after it, or that's 4.
That is 4. That is 4.
48 would be L with 2 in front of it.
No.
Or L with 2 and behind it.
No. Can you tell me the Roman numeral for 48?
Let's see. XL VIII.
You got it right. The first one. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have any money, but
that's all right.
What 2 teams are playing in the Super Bowl?
Seattle Seahawks and Denver Broncos.
Who's the head coach of the Denver Broncos?
John Fox.
Right. And so my follow-up question would be, what does John Fox say? Give me your best Richard Sherman impression.
I'm the best. I can't believe you can do that to me. I'm the best. I'm the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early?
Uh-oh, key change.
What so proudly we hailed that our flag was still there. Oh, say, can you see? I can't remember the rest, but I'm close.
Close.
God bless you, baby.
And by close, not so much.
I know.
Jeremy Johnson, Channel 7 Sports Cave.
Good work, Jeremy. Always fun to see the work he does. When all by himself did that.
Are you ready for Bruno Mars and Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I'm ready for Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know where my music tastes are? I'm more excited for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The drunks trying to sing the anthem's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What does John Fox say? We now know the answer.
I like that.
All right, just one more tweet here.
Yeah.
B. Beeler 2000 is getting Payne and Dawson back enough to get MSU to the Final Four. Fantastic question. Let's make our way over to the bar.
Yeah.
Because coming up next, it's our fast 5 minutes. 5 topics, 1 minute each. The timer will ring, the buzzer will sound, and oh, by the way,
Is there beer at this bar on a Sunday?
we will answer that question and so much more coming up next.
I need a Bloody Mary.
7 Sports Cave.
You do.
What is in these cups? Welcome back inside the 7 Sports Cave. We are here. This is our fast 5 minutes. Brad Galli, Mike Stone, Matt Dery.
Hey.
Hold on one sec.
What do you got?
I'm going to be the referee because how we do this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. Did not shy away from the expenses here.
Whoa.
Might be a little tight. Someone's been lifting and his name is not me.
Wow. Pull this down, dude.
You got it?
Here you go.
Can you help me out?
Yes,
there you go. Point, counterpoint.
You look good.
That's a good look.
He's engaged.
Thank you, Purple Shirt.
That's true.
You know, the ladies, he doesn't need to impress them anymore.
Just her. All right, so fast 5 topics. We touched on Ndamukong Suh a little bit. How big of a problem is he in the locker room? Matt, you talked to Heath Evans, and that all is something that is going to continue to talk about. Final year of his contract. Should they re-sign him? That's topic 1. Start the clock.
Of course you re-sign Ndamukong Suh. He's the best defensive player that you have. Who are you replacing with if he walks? Yes, you've got Nick Fairley, but who else at defensive tackle? That would open up another hole. You have to re-sign him also to clear your cap. You re-sign him now, that $22 million that works against him this year will come down. He's already the highest paid defensive lineman on the team, or defensive tackle in the league. I think it's a no-brainer. I think he's that good that you do bring him back. I think this other stuff will take care of itself. Hopefully Caldwell fixes that if there's in fact problems. But no, I don't think it's a no-brainer you re-up with Ndamukong Suh.
If he can figure it out, where he'll take the less money or whatever, then you do it. But he's
I think that's the biggest point.
He's not going to do that. He's going to have Jay-Z right now. They're going to try to get the biggest contract that they can get. There's no way you can afford him, Stafford, and Calvin Johnson. Because if you have all three, you can have Matt Dery playing defensive back. This team will still be what it is.
Yeah, boy, I can do it. I can cover people.
I've seen him mean in a flag football game.
You see me with my, could I do a little back pedal? I mean, I got that.
He's a great player, the best defensive lineman in the league. But they can't afford him.
They can't afford him. I think the biggest question is whether or not he does restructure this year, and that's very telling of his future here.
I don't think he wants to be here either.
We will see.
I think he does.
Michigan State have both been so impressive. Injuries dealt to them throughout the entire season. Mitch McGarry out, Adrian Payne, and Brandon Dawson. I was going to say Andre Dawson. When you look across the board.
Nice call.
Dipping back into the history. This popcorn's fantastic, by the way. I've never had it before. Michigan State, who gets to the Final Four right now?
I'm going to say still Michigan State. I think Michigan's basketball team has been terrific. I think the opportunity that John Beilein has given these kids to excel, improve, is terrific. Losing McGarry, losing Hardaway Jr., who, by the way, was raining threes for the Knicks last night. Why I was watching that, I don't know. And Trey Burke. Give the Wolverines some love, and I will a little bit later. But MSU's got the better team once Payne and Dawson are healthy. They're deeper. Tom Izzo's been there. I think MSU has the better chance, still the better team once they're healthy. I would say Michigan State.
I hate to agree with you, but I will. Michigan State, especially when Payne and Dawson comes back, they're better because they're deeper. And in the NCAA tournament, a lot comes down to rebounding and inside play, and I believe they have the advantage over Michigan. Jordan Morgan's played well. Horford's played better, obviously, the last few weeks without McGarry. But I think push comes to shove. This is a Michigan State team that is one of the best teams in the country. They could win it all. The only thing that might bother them, the pressure. Izzo's teams have always gone to the Final Four. If this team doesn't make it, that streak ends.
Gary Harris, by the way. We didn't even mention Gary Harris.
I know.
Dude's a stud.
He
is good.
Against Michigan, team on his back.
He's got to make his free throws, though.
No question.
Olympics kicking off pretty soon here. A lot of Red Wings expected to play in the games. So many injuries with that team this year. Does it offend you if they go over and play for their countries when they're not even playing around here?
Well, if Datsuk doesn't play first, like before the break, I think that's kind of squirrely because he wants to really win the gold medal because it's in his homeland. But Zetterberg's been back. Franzen's not going.
No.
Alfredson's been playing. It doesn't bother me. I love Olympic hockey. I think it's the best hockey in the world. And I don't even mind that they shut it down for 2 weeks, the NHL. It gives the other guys a chance to refuel and get rest.
Counterpoint, what about a guy like Jimmy Howard who's been in and out of the lineup for the past 2 years? He may not play very much, but he's over there. Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me that I wish he would play, but he's not good enough.
No.
Yeah. Jimmy Howard will be the third goalie for Team USA, and is going to be very, very rusty when he comes back. Guys, here's the thing, and fans know this. All you guys that are season ticket holders to the Wings, these guys have been sitting out. If Zetterberg's back, flares up in the Olympics, that's bad news. We want cups here. We don't expect anything else. So the Olympics, to me, Zetterberg shouldn't even play. Hold him out. Let him be ready for the playoffs. For us, we're selfish.
Selfish.
Zetterberg's back's been bad.
I agree.
All of a sudden he's skating out there in Sochi and re-injures it. Oh, people are going to be up in arms.
If I told you got tickets to go to the Olympics, I'm giving them to you. Sochi, the terrorists, everything that's going on around there. Are you going to go if I give you those tickets?
Can I take my wife with me?
Whatever.
I mean, if it's going to be a road trip,
You're
I'll
getting
go.
greedy now. That's fine.
Well, if it's a road trip, I'll go. But I'm not one to sit here and lie and tell you that. Oh, I can't wait to watch figure skating. So.
Come on, you're Mr. Pirouette. I know that.
Oh, please.
Does any of it scare you? If 97 wants him, Stoney, we want you to go out and cover it. Is that something you're going to take?
I'll go, absolutely. I've never been to Olympic Games. I'm not crazy about going to Russia. The terrorist thing doesn't bother me because I can't control it. If it happens, it happens. I don't get scared about things like that. But you know what? Usually when they tell you things are happening, they never happen. It's always the ones when you least expect it.
Hey, by the way, can he have his phone with him in Sochi? Because he's always looking at his phone.
Easy. What he's probably looking at was the picture that resurfaced last night. We talked about it earlier. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Super Bowl week, your favorite celebrity couple?
Favorite celebrity couple? Oh, him and Kate Upton right now. However, here's the question.
Yeah.
Why is he doing all sorts of stuff, but he wasn't at Tiger Fest last week?
I agree with you.
Seriously.
St. Thomas for New Year's.
Right.
Super Bowl. Philadelphia Flyers game and Gasparilla in Tampa.
Right.
But Justin couldn't come here for Tiger Fest for one day. Bad form.
The hockey game, he was there getting his...
What's that?
That's where he had his
What's
surgery.
that? Oh, we have a new winner for the best celebrity couple at the Super Bowl. Do we have a picture?
Oh, who we
Do
got?
we have that picture? Oh, there it is!
Yes!
Matt Dery and Jennifer Garner.
Oh, yes.
Explain this love connection.
Jennifer Garner came and visited the table the other day, Friday, at the new Detroit Sports 105.1 at the Super Bowl at Radio Row. We talked about her movie Draft Day. Check it out. April 11th is when it comes out. She plays the love interest of the general manager, Kevin Costner of the Browns. I loved it that you put that picture up. Thank you, brother.
And she'll be in Detroit all summer long with Ben
cool.
Affleck as they tape Batman and Superman.
Exactly.
Well, hey, every week, State Champs, our friends over at the State Champs Sports Network, are going to provide us with a high school play of the week. This week, let's head out to Bloomfield Hills for our big play of the week. Blackhawks taking on Clarkston. Yante Maton, he is fast, he is big, and oh boy, can he cut through a hole. Boom, baby.
Nice.
Slams
They
it
lost
home.
that game, though, didn't they?
It said they won 74-62.
They lost to Rochester Adams,
They did.
I believe, yes.
They get the win. He wins the style points. That is our State Champs High School Play of the Week. The 7 Sports Cave rolls on. Stay with us.
Tony knows his high school stuff.
Each week we hope to bring you a big live interview at 11:30, the bottom of the hour. This week, Rob Sims, Lions guard, recently named the Detroit Sports Broadcasters Association Lions Good Guy of the Year. He is also helping out Tom Lyon at St. Owen Church this week in Bloomfield Hills for a big Super Bowl event. Rob, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
The big question, of course, we haven't been able to talk to a ton of you guys as they get the set ready to go behind you with some treats. Jim Caldwell hired. You were very outspoken saying things needed to change as how the business goes. Do you like the hire?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I do like the hire. You know, the thing about Detroit Lions right now is we need to change some of our culture and some of the things that we do. And I think he's the right man for the job. So I'm excited about it, excited to get back to work. And I know all the guys are. And, you know, I believe we have a winner here. And, you know, hopefully this is the person to get us over the hump and take us the rest of the way.
Rob, what things in the culture you spoke of need to be changed so maybe the collapse that happened this year won't happen again?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What exactly in that culture needs to change so you won't have a collapse like you had last year?
Well, you know, I think, you know, I think Jim did a good job of taking us, you know, to a certain point. And I think, you know, from 0-16 to where he took us, you know, it was good. But you sometimes you hit a plateau, and you know, there's always a hump you need to get over. And you know, some of those cultures I'll be talking about is, you know, we just got to be accountable. You know, when we step on the field, we always got to have each other's back, and we got to go out there and we got to play for each other. You know, the money and the fame is not enough sometimes. You know, so we got to play for each other. I believe we will. I believe we'll be more of a family. You know, with Jim Caldwell at the helm, and you know, I'm excited about it.
Rob, the other day I was at the Super Bowl. I'm interviewing Heath Evans. I'm sure you've heard about this from Fox and the NFL Network. And out of nowhere tells me, hey, Ndamukong Suh was uncontrollable at times in the locker room and even, you know, usurped some of Jim Schwartz's power. What was your reaction when you heard that?
Absolutely false. Ndamukong Suh was not out of control this year. In fact, Ndamukong was, you know, he was heading up, you know, our leadership council. You know, where, you know, some of the guys, you know, core group of guys go and sit there and sit back and talk. And Ndamukong was leading a lot of those meetings. So I can't say that I don't agree with that. You know, people have been taking shots at Ndamukong since he's gotten in the league. And no, he's not done everything right. But, you know, at the same time, he's done a lot of good things for this team and for this community. And it's just funny, you know, you go back a few years and guys like, you know, Warren Sapp and John Randall, who are considered the best, they were allowed to have that attitude and kind of walk around, you know, with that bravado a little bit. And it's just kind of funny that now, now he can't. So, but I think Ndamukong's a great player. I believe he'll continue to be a great player. He'll be a great player, for the Detroit Lions and help bring the NFL to a new, wherever the NFL is going to go. But I mean, all those reports and stuff, we kind of let them roll off the back now because we hear them every year, right? And none of them are really true.
So if he would have said that after last year, would it have been more truthful or less truthful?
I would have said after. I don't think any of it's true. I don't think he was unruly at all any of the years he's been here. Like I said, I'm sure there's some things he wish he could have back, and things to do. But I never felt like Jim was out of control. I never felt like Ndamukong was out of control. I felt like you had an all-pro talent at defensive tackle, and he was also younger, and he's also grown from that.
Rob, you talked about some of the things that you guys did well, some of the group that has performed well throughout the end of the season, but we talk about the collapse. That's what people see. No playoffs. What needs to be adjusted, at least in the personnel department? Where would you like to see this roster shake up? Maybe get some new pieces here.
That's a hard question to ask. I mean, everybody in that locker room, I treat it as my brother. I think everybody in the locker room is very capable. When you don't win, there's changes that need to be made, for sure. And I can't pick out one position. I just know that time is running out, for all of us, those core group of guys. This is the time we got to make it happen, and it's do or die right now. So for all those position groups, just know going forward, if we don't get it done, changes will be made just like they were at the top.
Rob, great talking to you, man. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining Tom Lydon at St. Owen and Bloomfield. It was pretty cool of you to be there on Super Bowl Sunday, man.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, every week we will bring you a big interview with an athlete, a coach, a major player in the sports area of Detroit. But we also want to hear from you. We're going to open up a phone line for people to call in throughout the week so you can rant like Matt, like Stoney, on the air with us.
Sure you want to do that?
Well, you get free chips, I guess, if you get to come. Here's the number under the screen here. You can see it, 248-827-4977, 248-827-4977. Call in. You can join us right here. Your voice will play. We'll listen. We'll react. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk Tigers. Your tweets on the air, and David Solano sits down with Rajai Davis, one of the more underwhelming signings. What does he have to say about that? Find out in the 7 Sports Cave. Start your Sunday mornings with us every week here on the 7 Sports Cave. And the summer, spring training, at least Tigers baseball is just around the corner. Well, it was a strange offseason for the Tigers. Prince Fielder, Doug Fister, Johnny Peralta, Omar Infante, the list goes on and on. They're all gone. Is payroll being slashed? Is the window closing? So many questions. Rajai Davis, one of the new guys signed with little fanfare, but David Solano sat down with Davis to talk about the expectations for him and the team.
I know you're settling in. How's everything coming along for you?
It's really getting nice getting to know the players. We've had several events where we can get to socialize with the player. We just had lunch, so I'm getting to know the players a little bit, getting to talk with them and getting to see how the players are like, especially when you're outside looking in. You don't really know how players are. Right. Or, when you get personal, it's that much more engaging.
I was talking to Andy Dirks, and he mentioned that this is the first time you guys have had a chance to meet during physicals, and we all know the storyline, Rajai, between you and Andy in terms of spring training and the battle for the left field position. You embrace the competition, I know.
That's part of baseball. I mean, this is what playing baseball at the highest level is all about. Whatever that role is, that's what I'm willing to accept. I'm just going to go out there and make the tough decision for the manager, because he's going to ultimately have to make the decision.
The Tigers fans are wondering what else you bring aside from your ability to steal bases. What else would you tell them in terms of what they can expect from Rajai Davis?
Getting on base. I think I'm more of an asset to our ball club the more I get on base, because the more I get on base means more opportunities to steal bases, more opportunities to score runs. Name of the game, you score more runs than the other guys. you win.
It's no secret that you're coming in at a time of change. Obviously, Jim Leland not here anymore. Brad Ausmus, the new skipper. Have you guys had a chance to talk? And if so, has Ausmus talked a little bit with you about his expectations?
We've had brief conversations with Brad Ausmus and the coaching staff. I'm sure we're going to have more in-depth conversations as the season progresses. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting to know his style and what he expects of me and what I can expect from him.
Thank you, David. Obviously, Rajai Davis, one of the big questions on this team by a minuscule amount, and I don't think that does it a lot. He was a big question mark. I mean, there were bigger names out there that they passed on, and so we're going to open it up to Twitter. We promised you that your tweets would be on air. Let's pull up Lawrence Jones, L. Jones 5. He asked, can Nathan be a great closer? These kind of go hand in hand. Will the bottom half of the lineup generate offense? And the Tigers are taking a big risk by going all in on Castellanos. I think the bottom of the lineup is the concerning part.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Especially, I mean, seriously. I mean, Avila, who just signed, I mean, where are you going to bat him?
227 last year.
Yeah. I mean, which Avila is it? Is it the year where he went to the All-Star game, or is it, the other Alex Avila?
They're not as good as their lineup just isn't as good.
No.
I mean, and it's a little bit cheaper. They could have gone after Chu. They elected not to. I'm glad actually they didn't, because I think the contract that he got was ridiculous. But Raj Davis and Andy Dirks is your platoon. That is going to be a huge bone of contention on our radio shows all summer.
Absolutely.
Because if Davis talking about with Dave Solano, hey, I'm great at getting on, I can't wait to get on base. Dude, look at his OBP. It's not that good. When he's on, he's terrific. And he's only you have to get on base to steal bases.
And he's only going to play against lefties. And Andy Dirks, I'm glad he has his new haircut. Maybe the long hair will give him some thing. But
Stoney, who cares what he looks like?
I'm only kidding. He has to be Dirks before he was last year. I mean, allegedly, he was hurt last year, okay, didn't tell anybody, which is always real smart. And I'm sorry, they need something better in left field. And you mentioned Castellanos. No problem. Let the kid play. They're in a position where they can let this one guy see what he can do. I mean, God, we've heard about him for the last 3 years. Let's see if he can do anything.
You know what else is Lawrence's tweet about Joe Nathan? I have no problem with Joe Nathan.
Yeah.
It's the rest of that bullpen. Root the Rondon zone. If it's great, fantastic. But you don't know if he can bounce back or not.
Pull up one more tweet if we can before we get to go. It's a one yes or no answer. Or B teaser 27, Brendan Thomas. Over under on Tiger wins 92. Over under 92 wins.
Under.
I am too. I still think they win the division. All right, we're just getting started.
Oh, don't rile up him, Mr. Cleveland.
I said that quickly.
Mr. Tribe.
I said that quickly. What is this? It is peanut brittle. What does it have to do with a Super Bowl champion? Sounds good on Super Bowl Sunday.
I haven't had my bagels and lox yet. What's the deal?
We'll hook you up with some peanut brittle after the break.
Yes.
Find out a story of how this gets made by a Super Bowl champ. We are back on the 7 Sports Cave. We've been munching all day. What's the #1 food you look forward to tonight?
I'll tell you one thing. I think what has taken over for Super Bowl and for football is wings.
100%.
You gotta have wings now. It's become the football food. So hopefully I get some of those tonight.
Wings guy?
I love wings, but I'm sorry, I'm a pizza guy. And to me, if you have good za, you have a great Super Bowl.
I go with both, but I do like my wings. I'm into that.
Oh,
all right,
dude.
So we have some peanut brittle on the set.
All right.
Mike Lodish is a guy who went to Brother Rice around here, and by the way...
Did you know he played a few Super Bowls?
So did I. He did play in a few Super Bowls. Now...
How'd Rice do against UD High in hoops the other night?
Now, I'm sorry. We'll see you later. We'll see you guys later.
How's the recruiting going this year?
Easy.
That's not nice.
Great having you. We'll have you here again.
Won the state in football.
3 times in a row.
I know.
Here's Mike Lodish making peanut brittle with his mom's recipe. He went to Brother Rice.
On the line, Mike Lodish was tenacious. He had to be. The Brother Rice alum and nose tackle from UCLA was a 10th round draft pick. At 6'3", 270, not as big as some, but boy was he scrappy. He went on to play in 4 Super Bowls for the Buffalo Bills and 2 for a winning Denver Broncos team. Here's the bling to prove it.
Do you ever wear them? Do you put them in a special place at home? What do you do with them?
They're in a special place at home that's very fortified, if you will. So.
Smart.
What's with the hairnets? Well, Lodish has gone from clogging the gap to cooking up candy.
I don't want to mess this up. All right, what's the technique here?
Just use your hand, just break it in half, just soft.
His new passion? Peanut brittle. Lodish's champion brittle.
Is that too big?
Too big.
Okay.
Break that in half. There you go. Perfect.
Right there. I got it.
Here's the instant replay. He calls it crunch time.
I believed in it so much that I was going to knock the door down.
So he did. After 11 years out of the NFL, he went into business for himself. You might say the 12th man is his mom, Pat. It's her prized recipe he's making, hence the company's name, Pat's Gourmet LLC. What's so special about Mike? What's his secret to success?
Mike is very, very humble. He has an attitude that you don't quit. He is respectful of people, and he knows that hard work will promote success.
She wears his old numbers around her neck. He will talk a little smack. He's tied with fellow Buffalo Bills teammate Don Beebe for going to 6 Super Bowls, but only Lotish played in all 6.
I finally said to him, I said, when are you going to give me just the ultimate respect that I'm the only guy to play? He goes, never.
The rough and tumble guy with the Michigan-made sweet treats.
All right, it's only as good as the taste test. Stoney is our test dummy here.
Come on, Stoney, get in there.
Dark chocolate-covered peanut brittle. I'm going to get in here, too.
Get in there, fellas.
Not too shabby.
Okay, that's good enough. You know why? No, I'm kidding. All right, after the break, these guys, I got a mouthful of good stuff.
You want me to throw it to break?
Yeah, toss to break, Matt.
Stick and stay with us on the 7 Sports Cave. We're going to give you some great stuff next, I promise. How about that?
All right, we've been talking to each other back and forth, talking with you. This is the point in the show where we offer up our final thoughts. Stoney, the floor.
All right, I admit I am a Detroit Lions addict. I can't get enough of them. I have season tickets. This week, the Lions introduced variable pricing. Good idea. The preseason game prices way down, the big games way up, other ones in the middle. And you know what? The Lions, their season tickets, all that pretty much their ticket price, bottom third of the league. However, they still managed to raise the prices 8% for season ticket holders. The arrogance of the organization after the collapse of all collapses where they had our season ticket money the entire time. I thought they were going to make the playoffs. I thought it was a shoo-in. I bought in. Silly me, but I'll be back because I am a Lions addict.
And so will everyone else, and that's where they get you.
I know.
Matt?
All right, I want to give a shout out to somebody. A lot of negativity, certainly, especially on this show with these two crazy guys. But no, seriously, Michigan basketball. Time for them to get some love. I understand it's a football school. I know what goes on in Ann Arbor. It's all about the bottom line. Football drives revenue. Brady Hoke, the program, all those guys. So many. The fan base is incredible. 105, 110,000 every Saturday in the fall. But basketball is driving positivity right now there. John Beilein doesn't get enough credit around here for how good of a coach he is. They're 8-0 in the Big Ten. Impossible. That's hard, especially when you lose Burke, Hardaway, and McGarry. They're not getting enough credit. They might not win today at Indiana. So what? Nobody expected them, with being this young, to be this good. LeVert's good. They've got Stauskas has turned it up. And that's coaching. It's like D'Antonio at East Lansing, how he's gotten guys to be better. Give them some credit. Michigan fans, recognize your basketball program.
They have been solid. Pretty good point. Positivity. We do enjoy that as always. I'm going to go the golf route. Had a chance to talk with Gary Player earlier this week. Little name drop, but get into the point of...
Look at you.
All right.
Where's your black?
Golf missing in Michigan. Not on the amateur links, not on all of us out here with the most public courses in the entire state. We haven't had a tournament here since the 2009 Buick Open, not a major golf tournament since 2008. Golf needs to return. Sponsors are around here. Someone needs to step up and bring golf back out here. Not just for golf fans, not for older golf fans, but for the younger generation that's truly missing out on watching the best. Because if you want to do that, you either have to watch on your TV or leave the state. And in a state and a place where there's the most golf courses in the entire country, that's a shame. That is our sports update. Here, the new one. This is the 7 Sports Cave. We've had it forever. Fellas, what'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. A lot of fun for the first one. Obviously, great to see you again.
Stanley, love you, man.
As always.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Since you're doing Mr. Promos. 6 to 10 tomorrow morning, 97 won the ticket, me, Sarah, and Bill.
Wow, look at you.
Hey, come on.
12 to 3
Don't forget
on 105.1 with Matt Derry.
We're all one big family here in Detroit.
One big happy family.
Come on.
I'm not getting here. The 7 Sports Cave. Interact with us throughout the week.
See you tomorrow.
Chime in. See you guys. Thanks for watching. And girls.